friend of mine passed away
I'm
Sunday.
sorry to hear that.
So, elderly lady. So she lived a long, good life, and her husband passed away a few years ago. So she was living alone. So she's now in glory now. So she's getting her greater reward, and we're glad for her. We're sad we have to stay here.
Yeah.
And then another good friend of mine, I just found out is going blind. He's almost blind now,
Mm.
and he has diabetes, and he's also going through kidney dialysis, and he's just having a difficult time. So I tried to encourage him and prayed with him, and he just like said, it's like his tone said, "I've heard this all before, and I really don't want to hear it again." But
Well,
he's got a spirit of depression hanging around him, I think so.
yeah, and sometimes that's not good. Sometimes that takes people
No.
down even further. I uh,
Hmm.
I do have a request tonight of you. I'm glad to
Okay.
hear you on here. My mother has been in the hospital for the last 3 days.
Oh
I didn't
no.
even know she was there until today, and I found
Hmm.
out that quite by
Did,
accident. However, I talked to her a few minutes ago. She was filling the paperwork out, and the nurse was getting her ready so she could go home, which is good. Except I'm really concerned about her. She's not eating. I know she's not eating. Not because it's not there for her to eat. It's just because she's just not. She says she just doesn't have an appetite, and that worries me considerably.
excuse me.
One thing, she's a diabetic too, and she does not
Yeah, that's
need
tough.
to go without eating. So, if you'll just, if you can, just remember a prayer for her.
I sure will.
Appreciate it. Her name is Florence. Florence Hancock. She lives over in Alabama. So,
Write this down.
and if you want to put on your little list somebody else to remember, I'm gonna have surgery on my right eye again on the 29th of this month, and Barbie is gonna have two more teeth pulled on Thursday, day after tomorrow. She's
Hmm.
just getting them all pulled just about, but they're going
Wow.
supposed to be in a couple weeks. They're supposed to be doing the impressions and everything to make her some teeth to fill the holes up with, and we're hoping and praying that things are going to become a lot better for her. But she's still going to have some trouble eating. I think she's going to wind up drinking most of her food here after
Yeah.
Thursday because they're going to be pulling teeth on both sides. So she's already had five pulled out the other day on one side. So
Hmm.
anyway, we're hoping things work out for the best. We really are.
Well, I don't know what to do about my weight. I'm confident I'm still losing, but how much I don't know because these scales keep weighing me different weights.
Are you weighing with the same amount of clothes on every time, or
Pretty much, yeah. Usually I wear the same amount of clothes with the shoes on and very little in my pockets, but it's just the scales themselves. Like one scale at the VA weighed me at 356.8, and just a couple of days prior to that, at another VA facility in Cleveland, it weighed me at 344.2. And then today, it weighed me at 348.2. So I don't know which scale to trust. I've tried to use the same scale, and that don't work. The one scale in Cleveland, I would weigh one thing. I would weigh myself Wednesday morning or Wednesday going into lunch,
Yeah.
and that and then and that this was after eating lunch, and it would weigh me one way, and then I would drink a glass of water afterwards, and it would weigh me 3 pounds heavier 2 hours
That was some
later.
heavy water.
So I tell you, so I don't know what scale to trust. I don't know that they know how to set these scales so that they're accurate. But
That
I'm pretty
that may be
disgusted.
the problem.
I know I've weighed as low as 342.0.
Yeah.
So that's the lowest it's weighed me. So I'm hoping that this one that they weighed me today was accurate, because the last time they weighed me on what I believe was an accurate scale, I was at 356.8.
Yeah.
So that's about half pounds that I've lost since
Yeah.
that way.
If you take that in consideration, yeah, that's you're doing great.
So, and I really want to stick to my diet. I was hurting so bad today, Mike. Oh, my back was just killing me,
Sorry to hear that.
and I was really in pain. And I took some of my amazing grape, and that took care of some of the pain. But uh, when I wake up in the morning, I just feel like, oh, horrible. And I don't know if I'm still coming down from the alcohol poisoning, or what being on alcohol for a long
Hmm.
time, or what. But I just feel rotten in the morning. So, but
I don't know. Sometimes mornings are not the best for me either, but that's when I weigh in the morning with actually with no clothes on.
mhm.
Uh,
Well, I don't have a scale that can weigh me here at home. I need to go to the
yeah.
VA, and obviously I need to leave my clothes on when I'm there, or else somebody
Well,
might get violent. Pardon me, but I usually weigh in the nude. Yeah, I don't think so.
yeah. We at one time, she's not now. She's done real good. She's I won't say how much, but she's lost considerable amount over the last couple of years. But one time, a few years ago, Barbie was getting on up there a little bit, and we went out and bought her a scale that would weigh over, you know, the heavier weights. I need. She weighed 379. She said it. I didn't say it. I didn't. I'm under 300 now. Yeah, now she is weighing under 300. So we're really proud of that. She's
Mm.
worked hard at it. But what we bought was one of these doctor type scales, uh, and
Mhm.
I know the calibration on it is right, but more than that, I always weigh on the same scale. I used to love
Mm.
my cardiologist scale because I'd get on him, and even with all my clothes on, I'd weigh about 7 or 8 pounds less. So I used to tell him how much I liked his scale, and I should have kept my mouth shut, I guess, because I think he went out and bought a new scale now. So,
Hmm.
but
So where'd you get that scale that can weigh over
I'm not
300
sure
pounds?
where did we get that scale. Do you know? They're not in business any longer.
Mm.
What? Oh, she can't remember the name, but she knows that. Yeah, she knows they're not in business anymore. Oh, I don't know. So, but that the benefit of that scale is one is that I calibrate it myself, and I know that it, regardless of what it's weighing, it's always proportionally or relationship to the you know I mean it's always the same scale weighing it, so I can trust the amount of weight I've lost or gained. Regardless of what the weight I lost or gain is, I can trust that the reading is accurate, because every doctor scale I go and get on weighs something different.
Hmm.
And I got to go get on a doctor scale in the morning. In fact, I got to go see my nephrologist in the morning, and or tomorrow afternoon, 1:30. And his scale never weighs me right, but I don't complain to them either, cause it usually weighs me a little less than what it's supposed to. So
Well, scales are pretty dicey things
yep,
sometimes.
you're right. But it helps. Uh, I know you said you had to go to the VA. Uh oh, he dropped off. He'll be back. I don't know. I didn't know if we ordered it or if we bought it in a store. Oh, well, I thought you got that at K's. No, no, I know I know what you're talking about. That they used to be there on. There's a big beauty place there now. Yeah, service merchandise.
Hi, Mike. It's me. I'm
Welcome
back.
back.
My Skype dropped me. They said I ran out of money. I thought I was on unlimited calls.
Hmm.
It said I ran out of credit. And I don't know how I did that.
I don't know either. You have
So where do I go to get another plan
on
on
Skype.
Skype?
Uh,
Help?
well, you you're gonna have to log in. I'm trying to think here. I'm looking on my. Let me get over to my Skype. Uh, Online profile browser. My account or buy Skype credit. It's under Skype up at the very top where you got Skype
Okay.
contacts, conversation, all that. If you put your pointer on Skype, it drops a menu down, and you got my account, and you got buy Skype credit.
Right. Well, I don't want to buy credit. I want to sign up for the
That's a
year plan that I
that's
only
a
pay one time.
subscription. That's one of their subscriptions, and it should buy Skype credit or something. You should be able to get there through one of those two links. I'm pretty sure. Uh,
Let me see.
and you click on it and see what it says. Uh, nah, that just opened up by Skype credits. All it opened up. Let me come back over here to. Uh, YouTube. You might have to do it under help. I don't know. Learn about Skype. Go to Ask. That's Skype community. RB call quality check for dates. About Skype. That didn't help me none. Profile. You may be able to do it under profile. Edit your profile. Let me look at that and see if that tells me anything here. I may get smart yet. Subs-
Oh, I found
subscriptions.
it. It's under my account.
Okay. That's the one I ain't looked at yet. subscription. Add a subscription. That's what you need to do. Yeah.
Oh, this is $2.99 a month. That's not bad.
No, it's a fantastic deal. It's what I use. It's
Wow. Okay, let's do it this way. Because right now I'm low on funds, but I can get this. Okay, that didn't work. Change. I knew it was in there somewhere. Okay. Debit card. Continue. Okay, let's try this again. Agree and pay.
yeah. He's there. He's talking.
What's that?
Herbie asked me if no one was there because I wasn't saying anything. I told him, yeah, you were here. You were talking.
Oh,
Good evening. Who else has joined us here? This is Mike in Georgia. Please tell us who you are.
Hi, Mike. It's Sandy in North Carolina. I'm sorry
Well,
I'm so
that's okay,
late.
Sandy. Dave and I have been sitting here carrying on conversation. So we're glad to have you.
Oh, glad to hear your voices.
Yeah, well, we're glad to hear you in here. I guess that Dave, he may have dropped out again. I don't know.
Oops.
Somebody else just dropped in. Who else? This is Mike in
Mhm.
Georgia. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from. That's Reverend Dave right there. I can tell you for sure. He has a
I switched back to Skype.
okay. Did you get them taken care of and straightened out?
Yes, I did.
You did
Thank you.
real good.
Thank you for
No
helping
problem.
me.
You did real good to get that done that quick.
Well, just follow the directions you gave me. So, what's it? I was just giving Mike the sign. He wanted to know who was on the line, so I creaked my chair, and he said, "Oh, that's Reverend Dave." Hi, Sandy. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Reverend Dave?
Oh, I'm so blessed I can't hardly stand myself.
Oh, amen.
I forgot to text you today. I was trying to text everybody I can remember. Finally, my stream mobile made it possible for me to send multi-text out to groups. So
Oh,
I sent out to some, but some request individuals. But you're on my group thing, so but I forgot you. So I wanted to tell you, tomorrow is 6 weeks sober,
yay.
and as of today, from the last time they weighed me at the VA clinic, I lost 8.6 pounds. So,
That's
um,
fabulous.
and hopefully that's on a reliable scale because reliable scales for me are hard to find because I'm so heavy.
Oh,
Um, this one seems to be right on target, uh, so I'm hoping that's true. But Mike, these diet people are so monosybolic. I mean, they don't have anything new to say. They keep saying, "Well, you shouldn't have butter.
Uh,
Well, you shouldn't eat too much fruit.
yeah.
Well, you shouldn't eat food that tastes good." They don't say that, but that's what they're saying.
yeah.
They're the same ones that tell you that you can't possibly make any of these network marketing ideas
Right.
work.
Same ones.
Exactly. And they definitely don't want you using a meal substitute like for a shake because God, that is cheating. You're
Well,
cheating. You're cheating this weight.
they
That's wrong.
they
That's
don't want
just
you to use
wrong.
anything that's going to work because if it does, then you know they're out
They're
of
out of
business.
business.
So
So I was ready to throw up during the talk today. I'm thinking, good heavens, can't eat anything that tastes good. That's for sure. Basically, it says, and try try low fat sour cream. I'm thinking, have you ever tasted low fat sour cream on a
they
baked
probably
potato?
haven't.
Why, yes, it tastes wonderful. Oh no, it tastes awful. It's awful. And they want me to eat it. They want me to
Well,
believe
the
it
whole
tastes
problem
good.
is, and the
And
point is, if you know that that's the only thing you can eat, and you know it don't taste good, then you're not gonna eat it. So then, when you don't eat anything, you're gonna lose weight.
yeah, but the thing is, to chew on vegetables, and I can't even eat hardly a handful of raisins
Hmm.
anymore without them getting excited about it.
Yep,
Oh no, raisins are
they're
horrible.
good for you.
Oh no, no more than 3 fruit servings a day. After that, that's
Everything
too
I ever read
much.
said five.
That's
No,
veggies.
that's
Veggies you can have as much as you want and eat all the veggies. And fresh vegetables are wonderful and they taste so good. No, they don't. They don't fill me up. Uh, and no meat. I mean, if you have skin on the chicken, boy, you're going to die a slow and lingering death, Mister. That's for sure. Well, I like skin on my chicken. I like it fried. I'm sorry, but and this one guy had a sign on his desk. He says, "Skin tastes as good as skinny feels." And I told him that's a lie from hell. I said, a meal is one of the great blessings of life. A good meal is one of the great joys of life. And anybody that tells me that skinny feels great is a liar. Because anyway, I've gone on long enough.
Oh, me. I understand it
And
all.
my granddaughter had a post on Facebook this morning. It says, "Don't stress out over a few extra pounds." She goes, "Fat people are harder to kidnap."
That's true. That's true.
We're harder to lift off the ground and carry away in
There
a
you
car.
go. There's benefits to almost anything if you look at it hard enough.
Yeah. I mean, like you can even say something positive about a fall down drunk. You know what I mean? Because you can look at him and say, "Well, he's no quitter."
That's right. Don't know if that's good or not, but that's right.
It's like you can look at a woman and say, "Honey, when I look at you, time stands still." Now that's better than saying you got a kind of face would stop a 10-day clock, right?
I'm pretty real cautious about not saying anything like that. That wouldn't be.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either. So there's a good way and a bad way to
Yep,
say
that's
things.
true.
Sandy, you still there? We lost Sandy.
No,
No,
she
I'm
got it
here.
Oh, you're
muted.
muted.
I was distracted. We wrote a contract on a house this afternoon, sent it to the attorney, and now the house is off the market, and whatever. So I got the email just as I had gotten on the call, and I said, "Oh, nuts!" I was kind of digesting that, but that's neither here or there on the call, right?
Well, is that a contract you and Doug wrote and closed, or
Well, it was an unusual situation. It was something we've been working on a couple of weeks, and the agent really didn't keep us in touch with what was going on. So he took the house off the market because of family problems. I don't know if it's going to come back on or not, but we had everything together. Finally got everything together, and I'm going to sell it. I don't know, but anyway, that's not important. Let's have our call. That is important.
well, sometimes it's important just to talk about each one of us, and uh, sometimes I don't know. I can't look for find the right word I'm looking for, but sometimes that's as important about anything else we could talk about. Uh, I did share with Dave, and I'll share with you that we've got a few situations coming up that we would like to be remembered in prayer here. Uh, n- Number one,
Oh,
Barbie's going back day after tomorrow to the dentist and have another two more teeth pulled, and
oh,
hopefully in 2 weeks she's going to get some impressions made where they can make her some teeth to fill the holes now, which would
yeah, because that's hard. I mean, difficult eating, the pain.
that'll it'll be good when they do that. But my biggest problem is I just found out today that I hadn't been able to get a hold of my mother for a couple of days, 2 or 3 days here now, and I couldn't figure out why. And I finally figured out why today. I found out why she was in the hospital.
Oh,
I,
golly.
you know,
Oh, is she all right?
uh, well, I just talked to her this evening, and they were doing the paperwork to send her home. I don't know if she's all right or not. She's having
Mm.
some pains and shortness of breath and back pain and pains in her side, and they they told her that she didn't have anything like heart attack or she didn't have any blood clots or nothing like that. But I, at least the information I got, I never did figure out what they told her was wrong or why it was wrong. They gave her some antibiotics over the last few days, and I don't know. I asked her if her pains was gone away, and she said, well, she hadn't been hurting today, but she did take a pain pill this evening, requested one, and of course they gave it to her. The hospitals, they like to give you whatever you request
Oh, yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
anything. But she's on her way home. My big concern is she's not been eating lately. Uh, that
Mm.
concerns me greatly because she is diabetic, and not eating is not good for the diabetes. It's not a good situation at all.
Well, she's not near you, is
No,
she, Mike?
she's 250 miles away over in
Oh,
Alabama. So, and
well, certainly be praying.
but
Golly.
I have a nephew that lives there in the house with her, and he's 30 something years old, but he never made any effort whatsoever to call anyone. My brother, my sister. He didn't call anyone and let us
Oh,
know that she was in the hospital. And I hadn't been
oh,
able to get a hold of her. I was getting real concerned, and
yeah.
I just stumbled over a little bit of information on Facebook, or I didn't. My wife did. It's my daughter did. Stumbled over a little information that said
Mm.
she was in the hospital. So
Oh, my
you know,
gosh.
but anyway, if y'all can remember Barbie and remember her in your prayers, I'd really appreciate it because I'm a little concerned about. I'm less concerned about Barbie because she seems to be headed towards the mend, but I'm still a little concerned about her. It's still a trauma to go through, but I'm real concerned
Mm-hmm.
about my mother. And if you want to throw me in
Yeah.
on the loop, you can because I'm going to have surgery on my right eye on the 29th of this month.
Oh, my gosh. Same as the other
And
one?
same as the other eye, cataract surgery, but the other eye that they did on back in March, it's working. I mean, well, it's better now than it's been in the last 60 something years. So it's I'm really impressed with it.
That's,
So he said that I could have the right one done too. So I'm gonna I'm gonna let him do the right one. If it comes out as good as the left one, I'll be fantastic. So, but anyway, I am gonna be facing that, and that's about another week. Well,
bushel full of problems there.
yeah, but you know, God's still with us. God's good all the time. So we got our
He's in
we got our
charge.
faith in God, and we know that it'll work. But
Yeah,
I still appreciate any prayers that I can get. Uh,
absolutely.
I didn't mean to turn this into a prayer meeting, but sometimes prayer meetings are good. we're, we're excited about Dave's improvement. It's slow improvement, but he is doing fantastic. So we're excited about him.
hmm
And I hope you and Doug are doing well.
Yeah, we are. We are. We just, you take 5 steps forward and 3 back, but that's okay. You still got two
Well,
steps
there you
ahead,
go.
so
You're still
it's
ahead.
okay. Yeah. We just, I mean, we're thrilled to death that the market's improved so much because,
That's good too. Yes.
everything hinges on that. And, you just, the contractors, all the, the people that provide the providers for the buildings and such, it all hinges together. The
Yep.
mortgages, and when real estate's bad, everything's bad. So it's really a
You know,
blessing.
real estate has a major, major impact on the economy in general. Uh,
Yeah,
I
it
know the
does.
economy has an impact on real estate, but real estate has a major impact on the economy. So, and it can
Yeah.
because it it pretty much affects all industries.
Yep. Well, when I first got into network marketing, it was because of the real estate taking such a dive, and I wanted to do something to supplement my income. And they said, "Oh, it's a great time now to do this kind of thing because people don't have jobs, people are losing jobs, and they're looking for something to do." But you always hit a big stumbling block because everything costs
That's
money.
true.
You your monthly fees and all that other stuff. It always you talk to people, and the minute you started mentioning the monthly fee, you lost them. They were
Yep,
gone. So it's
I have experienced that.
it all has effect. Yeah, I didn't realize that Doug was a member of Feeder Matrix, so I went in trying to set him up on that traffic exchange.
Yeah,
So we haven't had much time at home,
yeah.
so I need to get some of that done tonight. He's gone out. He's trying to get back into the band scene, start playing out a little
That's
bit.
good. That's a good
And
diversion.
yeah. Well, it's really his dream. It's what he does. I mean, he's a wonderful musician, and what he wants to do. So he got invited to play with somebody tonight, so he's on his way
Well,
out.
that's
But,
great. That's great. I always dreamed of being a musician too when I was younger, and until I
yeah.
figured out that I was not very good. So I decided to go in different directions, but
Ah,
I always was wanted to be a musician. I did a little bit when I was younger. I played in a couple bands, and I played in a symphony orchestra for a while.
oh, I think that is so
But
neat. That is so
I
great.
I finally figured out the real truth was though I just wasn't very good. So even though
What?
I enjoyed it thoroughly, but I just wasn't really good enough to make a living there. So
Wow. Well, it's where your passion is.
you know,
He, uh, Doug is friends with a lot of people. He gets asked to play in shows and stuff, and he can't play in shows because he cannot read music. He does not remember how to read music. So, he can't do that. And, maybe with his music director from church that, he goes up to Salisbury to be with, maybe him,
yeah,
because they know each other so well. They read each other's minds. But anybody else is directing the show. It's not going to work. So, but that's, he enjoys going out to the clubs and playing a little bit in the evening now and then.
that's what's he playing? Guitar or a
He's
drum?
a drummer.
Okay,
He's a drummer.
that's what I started out playing.
Yeah.
I've played a bunch of instruments. I kept figuring out I wasn't any good, so I kept figuring I'll try another instrument and maybe I'll be better. Uh,
Well, I think it's phenomenal when people can play more than one instrument. I mean, that to me is like,
I
wow.
got a I got a daughter that my youngest daughter, she spent 7 years in college getting a music performance degree, and
Wow.
she plays just about any instrument she picks up. She can play and play 'em. She plays them
Oh,
good. She's well. She does well. But about all that music
that's
performance
incredible.
degree has gotten her is she is a cook at well, she was a cook at Waffle House, and she quit that, and now she's driving
Oh,
a school bus. But you know, and it's a really shame because she does have a talent that I always
oh,
wished I had. But anyway,
oh, that's sinful. Absolutely
well,
sinful.
it's
Hate hearing that.
it, I've been I've been blessed. God didn't give me the talent, but He gave my children the talents through me, I guess, and I've been blessed. All my kids play instruments of one type or another. Never none of them as good as Deborah does, but they all play and share, and some of them are grandkids. And it's so I guess God used me in ways that I didn't really expect. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
well, we got about 15 more minutes here. If has anybody got anything business wise that we need to discuss or talk about here, I'm I'm open.
I don't.
You don't.
You helped me already.
I helped you already. Well, that's good.
I haven't done anything about it, but I asked you about that automatic posting Facebook software, and I think it's $49. I'm not sure if that's a one-time fee, but I asked Jack McLaughlin if that's what he was using because my gosh, he posts on Facebook. It's like every hour, and I'm like, wow, he must have something that does that for him. But I haven't heard back from him, and I don't know. It's just we got to do something because there's just no time to be putting in the ads and doing that stuff.
I've known a couple people that use those. I know there's several different programs out there that do that. I do know that you have to be a little cautious when you're using a program like that because you'll wind up what they call in Facebook jail.
Well, supposedly that's what I was concerned about. Supposedly this software doesn't. It's not detectable. Like they can't see that you're doing it. Facebook can't see you're doing it. I don't know. That's been my big problem. I don't know that it wouldn't be a problem.
Well, I do know that's happened to a number of people that
Yeah.
I tell you, somebody that you might be able to get a hold of, and if I can run across an email address for them, I'll send it to you and let you know. But and I know you've probably heard of the two ladies that I'm thinking about. One of them's Vicky Wooden, and the other
Yeah.
one is Lynn Hamilton. But
Yeah. I still get emails from them.
okay, well, both of those ladies have used that type of program before, or probably maybe still using them. I don't know. I hadn't had much contact
Mhm.
with them lately. But
Mhm.
if you got an email address for them or something, you might shoot them an email, and ask them what they think of or what they feel is the best program to use. Uh, I do know that
Mhm.
both of them have used those programs in the past, and may still be using them. Uh, I do know
Check it
to
out.
for somebody in your situation to do what you want to do. I think it would be absolutely a fantastic program, from thing to
Mm.
have, because it would just multiply your time, greatly. But like I said,
Because honestly, Mike, we signed up for businesses we haven't even advertised yet. I mean, I think it's Easy Wealth Millionaire, or no, Easy Wealth something. And gosh, what's the other one? Then there's another one. Haven't even advertised them because I've been trying to push Four
Right.
Corners and the winning team system. So I really have to get some kind of a organized plan for advertising together.
Send me a link to each one of those. I'll tell you what I will do. I'll go back in and edit your winning team page and add. If you would like, I will add those to the page. I
Oh,
can do
okay.
that. I've done it for a couple
Okay.
other people that had other programs that they wanted to promote as well. That and by having them all there on the page, and I can still do it and spread it out with enough white space so it don't crowd the page and everything.
Uh-huh.
And and
Okay.
then you're still in the same point of just advertising your Stifle capture page and putting them into the autoresponder, and the same autoresponder, since it promotes that page, it'll
Mhm.
work. You'll be promoting them all. That's easy enough to do, and I'll be glad to do it.
Okay. I'll check it out.
You know, the whole point is you get people sending them back to that page, and they get exposed to everything you got on that page that way. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I haven't set up my About Me page, and I want to get that updated
that's
too.
that's another good place to make sure you got everything that you're wanted listed. Uh, I've gone
Mhm.
back and edited my About Me page to so that it promotes the WTS page, uh, and by doing that, then it comes around and it puts everything in front of people. I haven't got everything listed on the WTS page yet, but you know I was considering doing just the same thing. That way, I'm still conserving my time by only having to advertise, just the capture page.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's is it TSU, that other social network we all
Yeah,
signed up
Sue.
for?
Yeah, TSU.
Uh, I
I
ignored that. I haven't done
well,
anything with that
don't
either.
feel bad.
That's
I've ignored it too, not because there was anything wrong or
oh,
bad. It's just a matter of time. Uh,
time.
so I
That's just not enough time. Need to be a lady of leisure and a man of leisure. Sitting back and eating bonbons
there
all
you go.
day. Not you though, Irvin Dave. You can't do that. You have to sit
I
back and eat
know
food.
it'll make me fat. I couldn't
It'll
handle
have
it
to be.
if it
It
made
had to
me
be
fat.
fat-free
If
bonbons.
I got fat, I'd probably kill myself.
No, 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 no. You just have to go to fat-free bonbons.
Oh gosh.
Oh dear. Are there low-calorie bonbons available down south? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, that's the only kind we
Probably.
have.
But they probably taste like crap.
Oh no, oh no.
I, I I read somewhere recently that one of the best things you can do for yourself is to eat. You're gonna love this. 10 ounces of chocolate a day. 10 ounces of chocolate. That's a lot of chocolate. And I'm like, wow. I know people that would just go crazy if they saw
Of
that.
course,
But yeah, it's supposed to be really
it's
good
good.
for you.
You got to have low
I
sugar, dark chocolate there. But
Yeah, yeah. Well, dark chocolate's the best,
yep,
they said. Yeah.
Well, my niece told me when we had a picnic at my parents' house. My niece, my parents' grandchild
hmm
came over, and I says, "Do you want any vegetables?" And she goes, "Yes, pass the chocolate."
well,
And
chocolate's a
she goes,
vegetable.
"It's a
It
vegetable.
is.
It's a chocolate bean,
Yeah,
right?"
Oh,
And that's a vegetable. So yeah, we all like vegetables, don't we?
it's a bean that grows in
I mean,
pods on a tree.
really,
So it's got to be a vegetable.
right? It's gotta be good for you. Makes perfect sense. So I kicked out the world's way of thinking and started thinking the way my niece did. So,
Yeah. Well, I have a friend who drove up from Florida a couple of weeks ago, and she wanted to stay awake, and she doesn't really like coffee, so she got the chocolate covered coffee beans, and she was munching on those to keep
Yeah.
awake.
oh, I'd have been so hyper.
Yeah. But you stayed awake.
Yeah. Used to make trips to Maine twice a year for various Amway stuff. We were part of a group out of Maine and New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and we'd always go up to Maine twice a year for our spring and fall extravaganza. And we would drive all night, and we knew if we started driving about 11 o'clock at night, we could make landfall in this place called um it's in Pennsylvania. It's called Moose Point or Rock Point. I can't remember what it was called, but they had birch beer, and it was like root beer, but it had caffeine in it. And we knew if we could get to that point on Interstate 80, we'd be up the rest of the night because there's no way any of us are going to sleep once we have that birch beer. So, and it didn't have any alcohol in it. It was completely natural, but powerful caffeine. So
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had birch beer. I'm not sure.
Well,
it doesn't taste the best. It doesn't taste anything like root beer, but it's
Oh,
got a powerful kick to it. I mean, you look glassy eyed for the rest of the night. I mean,
oh my goodness.
I mean, if you blinked, you might fall asleep. So we didn't blink.
I don't know if you have Waffle Houses up there in.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, I,
We
I, I
have
knew
them.
I knew you had them, Sandy, but I wasn't sure about Dave. Up there in that strange
Oh,
land
yeah.
up there. But
Yeah, we have one real close to where we live, and once in a great while we'll go down there. But unfortunately, there's a Perkins right down the street to it from, or an IHOP right down the street, and we prefer
Much
IHOP.
better. Much better.
back when I was in Amway more years ago than we want to admit to, uh, I used to do a lot of meetings in homes. So we didn't have an internet then. I mean, we did meetings in homes and
Hmm.
in hotels and motels, and I used to travel, and I'd get off work in the afternoon, early evening, and I'd get in my car and I'd drive for several hours to get to a meeting, and then I'd do a meeting, and of course you got to sit around and have coffee and talk to people if after the meeting, and then I would I would leave, and I would still be several hours away from home, and I would drive down the freeway from Waffle House to Waffle House, stopping, getting me a cup of
Oh,
coffee at each Waffle House that I went
oh.
to. uh, but
Melissa, we don't have Waffle Houses in New Jersey, do we? There's no Waffle Houses in New Jersey, is there? No, I don't remember any in New Jersey. They didn't make it that far north.
well, that's what kept me going from meeting to meeting is Waffle Houses.
Gee whiz. Well, they're open late, aren't they? They don't
They
close
don't
up.
close at all. They're 24 hours a day. So
Yeah. Oh, this stuff. There you go. Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I remember the first place I'd want to visit when I would hit North Carolina when we go for Free Enterprise Weekend. I want to hit a Waffle House and order some home fries and grits
Oh,
because their grits are the best. But I couldn't order them up north because northern grits just
they
don't
don't
taste
even know
the
what
same.
grits are up there. In oh,
Well, they do. They do. They have them, but they don't taste
I,
right.
I know about Ohio because I went to a convention up in Ohio one time, and I got up early one morning and come down from in the motel there in a hotel, and I came down to the restaurant they had, and we ordered breakfast, and I ordered grits and eggs, and just my normal breakfast that I would have always ordered, and the lady brought out something or another, and I'm not real sure what it was, but she set it down in front, and I asked her what it was, and she said, "Well, that's breakfast." And I said, "Well, I ordered grits. Where's the grit? And we don't have those. What are grits?" And I said, "They're little white things that grow on trees. You shake the tree real hard and you get them." Uh, but and she served me a tomato. I love tomatoes, but not for breakfast. And it just I don't know. But anyway, it was a learning experience, and I lived through it. So I've, I've come to know and respect a lot of people from Ohio. But that was my first experience in going up past the Mason-Dixon line, I guess.
Yeah, there's a real cultural difference when you go from town to town.
I remember going to a singles conference. This is quite a few years ago, but obviously before I got married, in Centerville, Ohio, which is halfway between Dayton and Cincinnati. And I stopped at a place because I knew I wasn't going to be eating at the thing that night. We were going to be feeding till breakfast, so I stopped. And they had the best shoe fly pie there. And have you ever eaten shoe fly pie?
Yep.
Yep.
It is so good with molasses and honey and if there was fly in there, then they didn't make it right.
Oh,
So
but wouldn't that be the Dutch country? That's not the Pennsylvania
No.
Dutch.
no, it was near Kentucky. It's right next to the Kentucky border.
Oh,
So that's why they had shoe fly pie because it was considered a Kentucky delicacy. It was close to the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio border.
oh my goodness.
So they had some of the South down there. So
Mhm.
I thought this is great. This is great. And I had a sugar high the rest of the night.
I
So
bet.
Mhm.
it was awful good. But same thing. If you try to go to northeastern Ohio and order shoe fly pie, that just looked like you suddenly grew a second head. I'm like, what? What's that?
Yeah. No clue.
Something they did in Japan, and that I have trouble finding people to do here, is when you order apple and request a piece of American cheese on top, melted.
Apple pie.
They look at you like, what? You want to put what on your pie? Glory be to God.
Yeah.
Now, see, my husband was part British, and we ate apple pie with a piece of cheddar,
Oh yeah.
and not milk. Not milk.
Great.
So, see, that's the stuff. Everything
Was
changes direction depending on where you are.
what part of England was he from? He wasn't from Cheddar, England, was he?
No, his mom was from England. She came over. Gosh, I think they came over during the First World War. I'm not sure how long she was here. She still spoke with a British accent, but her dad brought them
Well, they have a
over here.
village there, and it's kind of in the central part of England there, and it's called Cheddar. That's the name of it, and
Yeah.
they claim to be the originator of cheddar cheese, but just about
wow.
everything you get there has cheddar on it. We even got some ice cream there one time, and it was cheddar ice cream.
Well, now I never heard of that. Wow.
I don't know about that.
But it was a cultural experience, but we enjoyed it. Well, folks, I have thoroughly enjoyed
Well, it
tonight.
lasted, Mike. I made it
You
the whole
sure
time.
did. I was
Wow.
hanging in here and just hoping you would. I have thoroughly enjoyed tonight. It's been a
discussion.
real good discussion. I'm probably not going to post this up, but I have recorded it, and I will save it if anybody wants this call tonight. But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Don might want it.
He might. I might send it to Don anyway. Uh, and you know, I appreciate y'all being in here. And if anybody else,
Well, it was nice talking to
it's
you.
really good. I appreciate it. And everybody else just don't know
Oh,
what they've missed tonight.
and Sandy, I got your message for Facebook about y'all and all
Oh,
y'all.
wasn't
That
that
was
funny?
that
Wasn't
was
that funny?
funny. I go, thank you, Sandy. Did you see that, Mike?
I don't remember it.
I think it was Southerners say y'all, and if there's five or more, it's Reverend Dave's all y'all. And I said something out. It said we keep it real simple in New Jersey. You
You
guys.
guys. You guys.
I think that's what I said, didn't I? I don't even remember.
Something like that, but it was good.
Yeah, you
It's all
guys.
good.
Yeah,
I thought
that's,
great.
that's the plural of you guys.
Y'all is singular, and you all is plural.
All you all is over
All y'all
five.
gets to be a crowd there.
All you all is
There
over
you go.
five people.
4 to 2, 2 to 4, or no, 2 to 5 is y'all. 1 is me or you. I can't remember what
Y'all.
it said. It was either me or
Y'all.
you. No, it wasn't y'all.
That's
Y'all
you.
is 2 to 5, and over 5
Just
is considered all
just
y'all.
hang
All
around and
y'all.
keep coming around. We'll teach you how to talk before long. We'll teach you how to talk before long.
Well,
I hope you do.
the funniest thing is when I first got to Atlanta, I was working with a real Southern lady, and she was talking to me about her brother was going to carry her to the grocery store that night. And I'm thinking, where is her brother carrying her to the grocery store? I had no clue what she was talking about.
Oh,
Well, I used to take this one elderly lady shopping, and she would say, David, will you go get me some sweet milk?
sweet milk. Yeah.
I go, what? What's sweet
Sweet
milk?
milk.
And
Sweet.
that's sweet milk.
It's not
Yeah, I
buttermilk.
said, well, what's that? No,
Oh.
it's considered whole milk.
Oh.
But most of the people up here, it's whole milk. It's not 2%. It's not 1%. It's not definitely not skim, but it's whole milk. That's sweet milk. I had to ask her. I says, "Is that 2%?" No. It's sweet milk. Well, what is it? What does that mean? And she had
Bless
all
you.
impatient with me, had to drag me over to the place and goes, "This is sweet milk." And okay. Well, I call that whole milk, Sophie. And well, we've been calling it sweet milk forever. You just need to know what I'm talking about. Okay, I do now.
Now you do.
Well, another thing that you Georgians do, that I haven't heard this anywhere else, but like, when we ask you something, you say, oh, did you get these papers? Or do you have these papers? And, they go, I sure, and you expect them to say, I sure do. But they go, I sure don't. And I'm like, no. You got that all wrong. You don't say, I sure don't. And it's like everything in the negative is very emphasized with, I sure don't. So that took me a while to get used to, because I'd never heard that kind of nonsense. But that's Georgia. I don't hear that up here. I hear that in Georgia. Heard that in Georgia a lot. And I'm fixing to do this, and I'm fixing to go here, and I'm
that's
fixing.
a good one. Fixing to.
Yeah. And that's another one I heard in Georgia all the time. I don't hear that much. Well, there's so many Northerners here. There's a lot of Northerners right around here, the Charlotte
Yep.
area. Well, now that we've rewritten the dictionary,
Well, I appreciate y'all being in here tonight. I really do.
Yeah, that was correct. Since there's 3 of us, we're y'all.
That's
y'all.
right. Have no doubt that I'd use the words properly.
Well, I was real happy to talk to you guys.
Okay.
Well, it was fun.
I'll use the Pennsylvania dialect. Yuns, take care of yourself.
Yes, yeah. Yes.
All righty. Well, I
Talk to you
appreciate it.
Thursday.
We'll be back in here Thursday. If y'all need me in the meantime,
Good
you know how
night,
to get me.
guys.
All righty.
God
God
bless
bless
you all.
y'all too.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. God bless everybody.
We'll look forward to talking to
Bye-bye.
you later.